Hey, Cancer, Intuitive Soul Coach here. Excited to bring in your January 2026 career and money reading. Welcome back if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. I'm Mel, an intuitive reader, and I'm super grateful you found me today. So let's dive in and take a look at the key themes playing out for you over the next 4 to 6 weeks. You have luck at the bottom of the deck. Cancer, anything that you do now will be very prosperous. And if you believe that you're lucky, you'll create an abundant mindset because what you focus on grows. And I see that many of you are moving into the new year, feeling more alive, feeling fresh, feeling like you are ready for a bit of a restart. And this is also about calming your nervous system. In order for you to be open to new opportunities, your nervous system has to feel safe and secure enough to open up. And I see that some of you are shifting your perspective because perspective can stifle growth. And it can stomp on your luck, especially if you have a fixed mindset that is fixed on focusing on limitation, fear, scarcity, or even poverty consciousness. I see that you are flipping the script and you're saying, I have a growth mindset here. I am open to learning. I am open to evolving. And because you are adapting that abundant mindset, I see a good money flow or a raise or even a new job offer here available for you. Now, Cancer, it's important to unlearn, to grow as rules continue to morph and change. This tells me that many of you are going through possibly a Wheel of Fortune moment with that luck card where change is imminent. In order for you to move into the next chapter of your life, change is absolutely required. And sometimes to see the change, you have to be the change. And it's not worth delaying your growth or self-sabotaging through procrastination or putting something off because the world needs what you have to offer. You are very gifted, you are very skilled, you're very talented, Cancer, and the process of healing is worth doing. And I see that you may be taking a little bit of a pause, which is a much needed pause for many of you because we tend to come out of the hustle and bustle of December and the holiday season. And then we have all of these expectations in January of hitting our New Year's resolutions and our goals where it's important for your nervous system to find that space to rest and digest. So finding a space to feel a bit calm and getting back into practices and routines that help cultivate inner peace so you can fully show up for the life you are meant to live. Now, you have underworld showing up here. You're finding unconventional ways, Cancer, to explore new sources of income. So things that were maybe not around 10 years ago, or it was marked taboo or marked forbidden. This can even be YouTube. YouTube wasn't a huge thing a decade ago, or podcasting, or maybe self-publishing, or building a business online. I see that you are exploring the opportunities and the resources that are available right here, right now in 2026. And because there may be some changes occurring within your workspace, within your company, within your field or your line of work, I feel like you are being guided to implement new learning or a new skill set in order to continue growing and to continue evolving. And this could even be a new systems that is being put into place for you this month, Cancer. I see you evolving as the world is evolving, and so is your means of earning money. You could even have more than one income that you are tapping into, or you may have a few ideas of maybe a business idea that you have or something you're wanting to sell. It could be a good or a product. It could be a service. And you may be coming up with new ways to put yourself out into the world. And I see the world in my mind's eye. So it feels like 2026, the world is your oyster. The world also connects to travel. So some of you may be expanding your business through global or international reach. You may be putting yourself out into the world or the World Wide Web. I also see that the world is your oyster. And you have the odd jobs here, which does talk about creating or considering multiple streams of income, and financial freedom is available here. And many of you are focused on your freedom, where you want to create a level of stability, of course, but you also want to be free. You want to have the ability to work from anywhere in the world, or you want to have the ability to create your own hours or to set your income. I see that you may be leaning into entrepreneurship if you're not already, or leaving a corporate job and building something that feels sustainable, but you have the ability to grow within this field of work. And you may even be considering going back to school or learning maybe in a non-traditional way. So maybe you're thinking about expanding your business, but you're taking online courses or classes. You may be reading or listening to podcasts. So there are so many different resources available. You don't have to go the traditional route. Some of you may be considering that, but I see there are so many different ways for you to grow. All right, Cancer. There's the High Priestess, beautiful. The Two of Cups, we have the Hermit, and there's the Four of Swords, which I like because that's that rest and retreat. That's the calming of the nervous system that I was talking about. And there's the Ace of Coins at the bottom of the deck. This is your new opportunity. All right, this could be a new career opportunity. Many of you have not only planted the seeds, meaning you are curious about moving forward. You've already applied for that job or that promotion, or you've already started to take action steps towards building a business. Now, out of all of the aces, all aces represent potential, the seed of potential, but it's up to us in what we do with that seed. It's up to us whether we want to water it and nurture it and continue to see it through. And this is the ace that holds the physical, tangible efforts here, where you can see this in your material world. This speaks of your practical matters, but also a new offer coming through when it comes to your career. So many of you are saying yes or leaning into whatever this offer is for you. Now you have the High Priestess. This connects to your essence of intuition, because many of you Cancerians out there are very much in touch with your emotional side. And that includes your intuitive awareness, because you may have many gifts, but I see that many of you may be psychic, or you may be opening up a spiritually based business, or you may be leaning into that currently. I also see that some of you are working in silence, or you're keeping something to yourself until you are ready to share it with others. So perhaps you're writing a book and you're not going to go out and post the first chapter or 5 online, right? You're going to wait until you're finished with that book. I mean, some people may post a few chapters, but typically when they're done with it. So I see that there's something you are creating or something that you are building behind the scenes. And this is your year to really launch. This is your year where you are going to see the fruits of your labor not only paying off, but I see that you are continuing to put effort into your craft. You are expanding upon an idea or a dream of yours. And I see that this is aligned with your spiritual truth. This is something that feels like it's a calling. This is connected to your sense of belonging. And it is going to help you, but I feel like it also helps others. All right. So High Priestess coming through. You may even be taking classes or wanting to learn more about the spiritual realm or the esoteric realm. This could be metaphysics, could be tarot, astrology, human design. It could be Reiki, energy work, or you may want to go into a field where you're learning about health and wellness and nutrition, but you're able to approach it from more of a holistic point of view. Instead of doing something surface level, Cancer, you are not a surface level individual. You are someone who wants to go deep. You want to get to the root of it, but you also see things from more of that holistic point of view. Now you have the Two of Cups showing up here. The Two of Cups is connected here towards what it is that you're trying to bring together. And it may have felt like it's taken a little bit of time for you to attract what it is that you truly desired, because sometimes we have other responsibilities or our mind is focused on other things. We can get distracted. There may be other goals that we're trying to reach before we're able to move forward on an idea. But I see that you are absolutely calling in an energy that feels very aligned spiritually, and you're manifesting from a place of knowing, inner knowing versus fear. You are manifesting here a goal or a dream, something that you have been wanting. And maybe it's been a quiet wish of yours, or it's something that you've been contemplating, but sometimes that fear and that logic can get really loud. But I see that you are emotionally invested in this opportunity, and I feel like you go all in. Now, you have the Hermit showing up, and the Hermit tells me you've been doing a lot of introspection, especially when it comes to your mind. Now, your beliefs and your attitude around money has to do with enlightenment, because the Hermit energy is someone who has taken the high road where maybe you work best independently, or you may be branching off and doing something on your own. The Hermit is also a teacher. He has the knowledge, he or she, in this case, feminine energy, but you have knowledge to be able to teach others because you've walked the walk. And you may be ready to help others in some way. Maybe you're a humanitarian, or you are being called to be of service in some way. So sometimes this can be about you opening yourself up and using that beautiful throat chakra to express yourself, to share your story, share your knowledge, because you have spent time in introspection. You've spent time dealing with the underworld. So the underworld can even be shadow. Some of you may be exploring shadow work or helping others deal with their own shadow. Now, the opportunity here for income growth includes this beautiful Page of Cups. Look at all the cups showing up in your energy. And I love that as I'm doing your reading, I can't help but notice the sun is absolutely blaring in through the windows. And it feels like there are bright opportunities here for you. And the Page of Cups could be some form of communication, an invitation, news, but pages represent that beginner's mindset or an open mindset. So you are open to learning. And I feel with all the cups here, you are connecting to your own inner voice, your own inner essence. So there's an opportunity that may show up for you where you can showcase your talent, but you can also manifest from your heart and help people, because this is something that you feel strongly about. You feel very emotionally invested, connected, and intuitive. It feels like you know that this is a direction you want to lean into. And for those of you that haven't felt as fulfilled, you've taken that space and that time to gain introspection and to kind of get in touch with your own self again. Because sometimes it's important, if we feel like we are off balance, if our yin and yang is kind of thrown for a bit of a loop, this Two of Cups is saying there is a connection happening between you and your own masculine and feminine energies, between you and your higher self, between you and your logical mind, but yet your intuitive mind as well, because there is a bridging of energies, something coming together, and it looks beautiful. So you absolutely have an opportunity to generate income doing something you love. So if there's been a belief or a fear that you can't do what you love and profit from it, that's something I want you to scratch out. That's something I want you to get rid of that limitation, because you absolutely have the ability not only to be successful financially, but this is emotionally going to put you in a very favorable position. All right, Four of Swords. So the hidden factors here that may at times contribute to your fears has to do with the underworld, or has to do with the shadow aspects, or the nervous system in overdrive, where the mind tends to kind of over analyze things. We think the crap out of things, and sometimes we don't move forward because we go down a rabbit hole and we are not necessarily a part of the solution. We're more a part of that problem. And the more we try to dig ourselves out of something, the more we try to figure it out, the more stuck we become. And sometimes that Four of Swords is saying, rest. Allow yourself to tap into creativity. How do we do that? One of my favorite things is to dance, to move the body, to get up and stretch, to sing, to open up your energy fields, to get that lymphatic system moving, and to not have to figure everything out, because oftentimes the answer comes when you are, it can be silent with that high priestess, but it comes when you are present. When you are present, and you can be present in many different ways, whatever works for you. Now, I'm not the type that loves to sit in the yogi position, eyes closed, doing a meditation, but I love to do walking meditations. I love to move my body, get my chi flowing, get out in nature. So whatever works for you to get in tune with your inner priestess, this is going to be beneficial, because that's going to help you reset that vagus nerve and your nervous system, allowing you to be open to some changes that are coming in. And I absolutely see some really delicious things. And let me tell you your outcome here. You have the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is big boss energy. Cancer, you have the ability to create something long-term that has a ripple effect, meaning whatever you do, it's going to ripple out into the universe tenfold. You have the ability to touch the lives of more people than you could even imagine, but also to help those people around you, maybe your own family, your own children if you have them, your own clients, and even your coworkers, the people that you are learning with, the people that you are growing with and expanding with, because we spend the majority of our lives focused on our career. So make sure it is something that you enjoy. Make sure you are surrounded by people that inspire you, that uplift you, that also have that growth mindset. Because the King of Pentacles, he is standing on the ship, and he is the ship director, or the captain of the ship. And this is about you being the captain of your own life. And because you have so many beautiful cups here, and I love that this King of Pentacles is actually on the water, because you are a water sign. So you are the captain of your own life. And if you want to grow, you have the ability to grow. You have to believe it. You have to take action, because the Pentacle realm, yes, it may be the slowest moving realm, but Rome wasn't built in a day. It takes time. It takes effort, commitment, consistency, but you will succeed. If you apply your energy towards what it is that you want, if you stay consistent with what it is that you want, you will reap the benefits. And I see with luck on your side, you have this energy of maintaining and sustaining, and to continue evolving. And right below luck, I have to share this with you. You have a award coming through here, and it says winning money. This could be a payoff for your effort, recognition. This is advancement, professional work, even fame for those of you that may be influencers, for those of you that may be in the spotlight. You absolutely have accolades coming in here for you. So adopt that abundant mindset. Keep a gratitude journal, and be thankful even for the small wins, even for some of the challenges, because those challenges, or those challenging people, or those triggers have gifted us the opportunity to look at our circumstance through a different lens. And when you have that growth mindset, you're able to view this as an opportunity or view a challenge or a struggle as an opportunity instead of letting it limit you or hold you back from your success. All right, Cancer. You are moving into financial security, King of Pentacles. I see that you are also shifting something that may be a bit more traditional. So, for example, let's say you are a veterinarian. You may have the gift of communicating on a deeper spiritual level with animals, and you may be a holistic vet. Yes, you may have been trained traditionally, but it feels like you're putting a spin on something that was taught in a traditional way. But again, you're applying it through the lens of a holistic point of view. And I feel like that's in any craft that you are a part of, whether you are a vet, whether you are a massage therapist, you may be receiving downloads. Many of you are visionaries. Your gift of clairvoyance, claircognizance, clairsentience is activated. I see that your dreams are very vivid. Many of you may even be having dreams of being back in school. You may have dreams of being on or near the water. You may have dreams of collaborating or working with people from the past, which that could even be reinventing past versions of yourself or accepting past versions. And I see that some of you are traveling, and I think I mentioned that earlier. Now, I am getting here the Eiffel Tower could be significant. Maybe some of you are visiting that region. I mean, you also could be connecting to a coach or someone who is helping you in a business way, or it could be that your company you work for is working internationally, or there could even be a new location opening up and you may be wanting to transfer or relocate. But I see for a lot of you, you may work independently with that hermit, or you may have the ability to work from anywhere in the world. I'm also seeing here photographs or cameras. So that could be a part of your work. Maybe you're a photographer. You could be recording a blog or a vlog. It could be a podcast, maybe videos. You're uploading them to a platform. And I feel like you absolutely could monetize if you stay consistent here. If that's something you really love, it's something you enjoy, and you also have the gift of sharing your story with others. All right, let's get a message from the wisdom of the Oracle. Now, I'm seeing January 19th. I don't know what date that is, but it feels significant. January 19th circled on a calendar, and it's circled numerous times. So some of you, that is going to be a significant day. You have Poised. Number 46. Now you may be 48. Okay. So maybe you're 46, but you could be 48 as well, or 48 could be a significant number for you. Now Poised is getting ready. So you are preparing, you are getting ready. And I just want to peek and see what 46 is. It's regeneration. So many of you are going through a rebirth, and it says new opportunities and second chance here. And 48 is poised. This is being ready for bringing something to light. This is being at your best, and it's confidence. You have every reason to feel confident. Everything you need to make your success concrete is now at your disposal. You can take action knowing that you are ready to step into your power, into your light, and into your service to the world. The direction that you're moving in is your destiny. Yes, that luck card, it connects to the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is destiny. It's fate. It's luck. So you know this on a spiritual, intuitive level with that High Priestess here. Your soul is smiling with joy as you align to this truth. Yes, you are ready. And for those of you who may need to pause and recuperate, that's important as well, okay? Because sometimes we are faced with demands and deadlines and expectations. I was mentioning that earlier, especially coming out of a very hectic year for many. 2025 was a 9-year collectively, which is all about completion endings, finalizations. Coming out of the year of the snake, we've shed a lot of skins and we're moving into a brand new one energy, which is new beginnings. And I see that you are ready to hit that restart, but it's okay to pause, check in with yourself, check in with your body, rest. You don't have to hit the ground running immediately. Show up, plug your energy into source so you can fully feel recharged. All right. This is not the time to wing it and deliver something half finished. And that's what may happen if you don't give yourself that opportunity to rest and digest, to reset that vagus nerve and to heal maybe the body, the mind, get back to a state of balance instead of overworking, over compromising, or burning the candle at both ends. Otherwise, that can show up in a default or a faulty energy here. It's okay to postpone things until you're really ready. It's better to disappoint others now than to wish you had later. So I don't necessarily see a disappointment here. Sometimes we feel like we disappoint ourselves because we have expectations, right? We are our own worst critic at times, and sometimes we feel like we have to be doing something a certain way, but the high priestess is going to let you know. You're going to know when you are ready to put yourself out into the world. You're going to know the difference between self-sabotage. Am I procrastinating? Is there an underlying fear that's holding me back? Or do I just need to recharge? Do I need to restore my energy so I can fully show up? You know the difference here. And when you're ready, the world is ready for you. And lastly, let's get a few messages from your animal spirit guides. So if you can safely do so, Cancer, please close your eyes. Take a nice belly breath in from your solar plexus chakra. Inhale through your nose. Hold for the count of 3, 2, 1, and exhale through your mouth with a nice deep sigh. And with your eyes still closed, tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you, Cancer, to imagine the first animal or animals that show up in your mind's eye. Now, this could be an animal that flies high in the sky or swims deep in the sea. Your animal could be wild, domesticated, mystical, or magical. This could be a pet that's crossed over the rainbow bridge. Maybe a pet that's came through in a dream, or an animal that's crossed your path recently in the great outdoors. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you are ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, all you need to do is drop your power animals, whether you have 1 or 5, drop them below. I will enter you into the free reading giveaway where I draw one winner around the first of the month and post right back here on the channel, on the community tab. So be sure to hit that subscribe and bell button so you don't miss that notification. All right. You have some powerful energies here. Bottom of the deck, you have the elephant, and this connects to Lord Ganesh, remover of obstacles. And that's what it says here. You're learning from the past. And I see that obstacles are being removed here for you because you're growing. You've dealt with some underworld issues. You've dealt with something that's felt a bit of a struggle or a bit off, but you've learned valuable information about yourself and about where you wish to be because you know where you don't want to be. And so now you're getting clear on what you do want in your life. Now, your main animals include the frog. You also have the seahorse. The seahorse says watch and wait because there is this pause. And the seahorse is number 53. Some of you may be 53 years old, 61, 55, or you were born on the 28th. But I see that you are being guided to kind of sit back for the time being because things are starting to unfold for you. It feels like you don't have to force anything. You're not chasing anything here. It's like you are sitting in that calm space, that inner peace, and you're going to see opportunities showing up because it feels like you've already done the work. You've already put yourself out there in some way. All right. You may have already applied for that job opportunity. Now you're waiting. This could be where you are allowing that nervous system to rest. You may be ready to say yes because again, poise is getting ready for something. It's like, okay, I'm coming to the edge. I'm about ready, but I'm plugging myself in. I'm trusting. I'm believing. I know that there's something in my highest good unfolding for me, and that's the truth. So watch and wait as the miracles unfold. Next, you have the turkey spirit. Give with gratitude and grace. Now, this is also about adopting that abundant mindset and having an attitude of gratitude here, being grateful for everything in your life, being grateful for how far you've come, even the challenges and struggles, because they've made you who you are today. And I feel like you are a fighter. All right, you're a lover, not a fighter, but you're going to fight for what you want and you're not going to give up on a dream. And if there are distractions, you're dancing through them, Cancer. And I see that you are living and leading your best life and you are grateful for everything that is currently in your life, but you're also grateful for the unseen blessings that are yet to show up. Next, you have frog spirit. Clear out the clutter. The mental clutter, the physical clutter. You may be detoxing your body, detoxing your mind, getting back to a space of balance. You may be hitting that reset button, and that may be what is required and needed of you right now. Because having a clear mind, having a clean space is going to make all the world of difference in your life. So clear out whatever that clutter is for you. And lastly, time to heal. And I see here, I just mentioned we're leaving behind the year of the snake. And many of you are closing out old cycles or you're finding ways to, again, be a part of the solution, not the problem. You're shedding an old skin. And oftentimes, what we don't realize is even though that old skin has been shed, we sometimes grieve that old lifestyle or an old version of who we were. But what we don't always recognize is during that shedding, there is a whole new skin that's been growing in the meantime. And I feel like you are ready. You're ready to show up in this next chapter of your life and you're ready to fully put yourself out there. You're ready to be seen. You're ready to be acknowledged. You're ready to be heard. And you deserve this, Cancer. And any old stories that may have been playing out in your head, maybe these were voices of people that wasn't even your story. This could be an old boss or someone who told you weren't good enough or whatever or whomever that voice was that was limiting you in some way. That's not the truth. The truth is that you've done a lot of healing and you're going to continue to heal. We're all on this soul's journey. And I feel like healing never ends, but it transforms. And you're able to alchemize. You're able to learn from the past here. And when it comes to your career, you're not going to make the same mistakes. And I see that some of you have also overcome some sort of, this could be like a shopping addiction, or if you didn't have the resources to be able to budget or deal with your money in the best way because you weren't taught, I feel like you're tapping into resources or you've had to learn something the hard way. But now I feel like you are shooting for the stars. You're shooting for the stars here. There's this go big energy when it comes to what's next. And that King of Pentacles tells me that there's a lot of financial security, abundance, and success in your future. So believe it. That's what I have for you. Cancer, thank you so much for being here today. Please do drop your power animals in the comment section below. And if you are interested in a personal reading or signing up for the monthly newsletter, you can find that information in the description box below the video or by visiting intuitivesoulcoach.com.